Hey guys, it's Idol with Fresh Mark Sense, another fresh review. Today I'll be looking at Velvet Vanilla by Mancera. This is a scent that I find custardy sweet vanilla, a better alternative to Joop, which I find too cloying and goes a little bit sour on my skin and may disagree to other people's skin scent. Um, it's great for women. It leans a little bit feminine, and some people say it's outdated for the times that men don't really want overly sweet vanillas. But I think it's a great option for winter when you want to add some warmth and a cozy feel. So let's get into it. What do I get when I spray it on me? Let's check it out. Uh, So I chose this as my winter scent because it was snowing outside and I wanted to bring some nice warmth. So what do I get when I spray it on my skin? The top notes of this composition are pear, mandarin orange, blackberry, angelica, pink pepper, and clove. Now the top notes are what set this apart from a lot of Mancera. There are many vanilla and warm floral scents in Mancera, but I'd say this is resoundingly sweet and it comes off a little bit feminine, but I really like the juiciness of the mandarin mixed with the pear to give a rhubarb and custard effect when mixed with the vanilla. Right off the bat, you get pear, you get the blackberry. This mixes with the angelica that gives a soft citrusy brightness to the composition. And the rhubarb top note is formed with a little bit of that pink pepper that gives a citric acid, sort of a citrus brightness to the fragrance, more through the juiciness of the mandarin orange. Moving into the middle notes, see, as I smell it now, because I just sprayed it, as I smell it now, it's I'm getting the vanilla, almost as if there was some cognac wood in it, because it's very smooth. The angelica is a very soft green note, but it's light in its green note. It doesn't come off it doesn't come off as a stem green, but I am getting some greenness that resembles a stem, but it's not heavy enough to say that it's like a rose with a stem attached. Because in the middle notes you have tuberose, neroli, jasmine, and rose. Rose is mentioned last in Fragrantica, and I believe that you do get the rose. It's mentioned last in the middle notes, but it's definitely there, and the middle notes hold, yet they still have that, they're still followed by the top notes. And there always has some greenness in it, light greenness from the angelica. But now the tuberose comes in quite strong with the white heavy florals. And although these florals are heavy, similar to Mancera Python, they're not as opaque, and they are creamy, but they're not as opaque. They still have a breath of fresh air in them because of the neroli. But when mixed with the vanilla, I really find that it resembles Joop the most in the dry down, in that Joop tries to be fresh, floral, and sweet and vanilla when you smell it in the air. With the heliotrope, it has a little bit of sweetness to it. But when you smell it on skin, particularly on my skin, My skin reacted terribly to that, and it came off as very sour, almost like a cherry liqueur with a very cheap synthetic vanilla. So I recommend this for people who like Joop, because I almost started to appreciate what Joop smells like a little bit in the air. And then I was like, oh, actually, you know what? A few seconds later, I remembered how it smelled completely. And no, it's not that. It's too sweet. Yet this is a vanilla that I wouldn't find too sweet. What stops it from being too sweet is that Angelica citrus green note. Uh, um, hmm, how do I explain this? It's a green powdery musky note that separates the vanilla from the citrus orange in the mandarin from being too sweet. So there is a rhubarb custard vibe, but the custard never becomes too sweet, and the rhubarb always has a little bit of acidity and a little bit of zing, a little bit of fizziness, almost like aldehydes, but not as fuzzy and blurry white florals. Blurry as in um, they say heady, like if you breathe it in, it would be like it would take your breath away, but it would also fill in a whole lung. This almost saturates the lung. It's in the sweetness, in its depth, in its sillage, and how it pushes out the scent. But before it makes you sick or too sweet, it stops itself with a more powdery vanilla. The creamy vanilla comes after the powdery note of it. I believe it's the use of the green note in Angelica and the two different types of musk, the green musk and the white musk, which is a little bit creamy mixed with the vanilla, that balances it out and leaves you with something a little bit green, fresh. Definitely the blackberry comes out in the middle. No, in the beginning. But it turns more into a soft, powdery, creamy note that blends with the vanilla. I'd say for men, if you can stand Joop and it actually works well in your skin, it sort of works in the vanilla way, you would really like this. And if you don't like Joop because the vanilla is too cheap, you could go for this as well. I like it for that reason. I woke up today and I thought, what is that smell that I have smelt before recently and I did not like in the shop? And I said, oh yeah, Velvet Vanilla smells like Joop Homme in the best of ways. In the way that it has that great vanilla, but it's done right and it's not synthetic garbage. Sorry guys if you like Joop Homme. I know a lot of classical, say old school fragrance lovers like Joop Homme, but I find it a bit too sweet and a little bit cheap. And the people who like Joop Homme, sometimes they may think that this is a bit feminine, but I'd say that Joop Homme has that feminine aspect that is similar to Velvet Vanilla and would definitely be wearable for the same crowd. I would say, when would I wear this? Okay, the ages. This is a very sweet perfume. You could wear this if you were 18 or something and you were visiting like a sweet girlfriend or something, like, I don't know, like you had your first time crush or something, I don't know. Or this is a very sweet perfume. It's very sort of cute and cuddly. It's because it's got that warmth about it. It's got that vanilla. It's got a sort of cozy fireplace vibe. It's not formal. That's the thing. It's not formal. It's not pushing yourself out there as assertive. It's very laid back and soft. and most men won't be able to pull it off simply because it has that floral rose vibe with the sweetness of the juicy orange, and the vanilla would put some people off because it's too sweet. But if you like Joop Homme, I'd say this is a great option for something a little bit more niche and a little bit more niche, expensive smelling. Definitely it's got the depth that Joop Homme has, but it's done right. It would last just as long. Actually, I don't know how long Joop Homme lasts. I've had a recent one. I smell it, and when I put it on my skin, I put it back to the store because it was too much. It probably lasts the same as Joop Homme because I don't know what they put in there, but it's a much more pleasant scent. So I'm going to see how long this lasts on my clothes. Right now it's projecting like a beast. The ages 18 upwards, more cozy events for men, winter when it's very cold outside, to bring some warmth, bring a more playful, sweet side, more sensitive sort of perfume for those people who like a more calming atmosphere and enjoy vanilla scents. Now, this vanilla is not the treacle vanilla, so it doesn't have a full vanilla note. If you like something with a more full vanilla note, including the earthy notes, I suggest Oud Vanille by Mancera, and that has a sweetness almost like cotton candy. A lady told me, I'm not going to mention who, but yes, sweet like cotton candy, yet it has the earthy treacle qualities of vanilla. So I'd recommend this for those who like Joop Homme and more of the candy, gourmand, custard, vanilla. Those people who like that, go for velvet vanilla. Sorry if it's a little bit long, but I love my fragrances and I love to give a comprehensive review. If you like this review, you could subscribe or make a comment in the video, because I want more input and I'd love to hear what you guys think about velvet vanilla. And if you think it's too feminine, let me know. Or if you use it in the same instance as Joop Homme, then also let me know. And if you like Joop Homme and you really think it's great, get off my channel, because that's trash. I'm joking. No, send me your good experiences with Joop Homme, because I'll be surprised if people are wearing it in this day and age and can compare it to any fragrances of Mancera. I would like anybody who likes Joop Homme to definitely check out Mancera Velvet Vanilla for something a little bit more niche, gourmand, and it has that warm sweetness that is great for the festive season. Fresh Mark Sense out. Peace.